Hello, all. This is Jack Galmitz again, and I'll be reading some poems today. I'm not sure how many or which. As I scroll through some, excuse me, some poems that are online of mine, I'll read them. Okay, the first one is called "The Horse in the Pasture." The horse in the pasture is muscled that way. Its distinction from the yellowing hay and the flies it swishes away, and me looking puny and poorly made up at its godly face. Those eyes have a way of looking sideways and straight away, sad as I've been in my worst days, seductive into the ways and the holes of shapes. In the embers of the day settling its score, it is cast iron that defies the indefinite mountains, their lack of audition and denouement. When the furnace cools and it's darker than ash, you will see the appalling currents as it gallops past and be struck by a movement without motion, the movement of the drifting sky, mackerels a million times. The next poem I'll read is entitled Old Men in the Dark. When it gets very bright, like a flashbulb going off in your face at a wedding in the night, old men see the pages of a black book that reproduces black paintings, while the father of the bride dances with his daughter. An old man can see Saturn devouring his children. The head already gone, the neck exposed, tendons bleeding. It is not time that ravages, jealousy, the generations divide, the refusal to relinquish obsequity from others. At each table, the guests sit satisfied, stuffed with guts and gravy, their stomachs bulging, each tapping the swelling like an exotic blossom. The men smoke cigars, blow smoke rings to warn their wives and children of impending murder and the ripping of incisors. What else are they for? The young offspring, dressed like their parents, enjoy this moment, the band's music, the alcohol induced clamor, the sweat of the photographer trying to gather groups together, and especially those knots of men in the dim light discussing business, their future, the future of their children. The children are pleased to see their fathers with the wave of a hand bringing a grown man over to serve him. They are learning what it will take once they become Saturn. The next poem I'll read is titled One Cloud Hanging. Like a prop of foreboding, a cloud took aim at the bar of the on the outskirts of town. It hung above it as if there was something personal going on. The town folk who had gathered noticed squiggly lightning flashes inside the cloud. It was eerie, enough for them to whisper the one word that brings fear into the hearts of men and women everywhere: judgment. That's right, judgment. The men inside didn't care. They were regulars, took their stools early and left late. Red-eyed and scraggly, the only sunlight they saw came when the bar doors swung open. Had the cloud been sent to take them back to their true home? That's what some said. and it just might have been possible. What other explanation could there be? There was a drought in those parts, going on for years. No one could remember the last time they saw a thundercloud. Yup, it just might be a sign, the huddled crowd agreed. Then they dispersed and made their several ways home, each thankful that the cloud didn't hang over their head. And the last poem I'll read today is titled The One Eyed Man with a Slanted Hat. I dedicate this to Robert Creeley. Yeah, he was the man I had in mind when I wrote it, and his mind was the thoughts I had in mind when I wrote it. So, what have we got is a continual untangling of not what was said or meant, but something else. We continue to outdistance ourselves in this lapse. What this is our sorry, let me do it over again. We continue to outdistance ourselves in this. This is our lapse. Why we race and cannot catch ourselves outright. We trot when we should gallop or stop. Our shadow casts its lot on the water's surface, where the moon ripples and is not the moon, in the darkness, though it is dark enough. If only we could touch where it happens, the way the tongue touches the teeth or the palate. But this is too much, as the water is away the moment we foresaw it. Sorry for the interruption in my reading. That's it for today, folks. This is Jack Galmitz, and I thank you very much.